Geeks with beards. Geeks with beards. Look who's here. Geeks with beards. No need to fear. We're right here. We got beards. So listen clear. Geeks with beards. Geeks with beards.
Okay, clap test.
Yours.
Take one.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Geeks with Beards podcast video toy review. And today we're going to be covering the 2011 Dark of the Moon Ultimate Optimus Prime action figure. And you can see here on the table that we have two of them, one in vehicle mode and one in his combined ultimate mode. And the combined ultimate mode is Sean's. He owns his. He's got the box and everything with his instructions and everything. The vehicle mode is mine. I just brought it just base figure. I didn't bring any accessories because it's the exact same toy. So Sean's got all the accessories we can show off and everything. I don't like this toy, man.
No, I was gifted this by a friend. I thought it'd be cool. We could do a side-by-side comparison because we don't have many of the same figures together.
It is a cool figure. It is. I don't. For a movie Prime toy, I don't know. It's got some problems, but overall it is a nice looking figure. It's the first one in the movie series when they gave us the trailer, which everybody, if you watched Dark of the Moon, that was the first Babe film that actually had his trailer. I just wish it would have done what they did in the movie with it. You know, it was like his weapons bay and stuff like that, you know, but I get it because ever since the original in the 80s with Power Master Optimus Prime, everybody knows this, Prime has had a super mode, basically, where he combines with his trailer. So that's what they were going for. And I get that, and it's fine. But it's just not my favorite of the live-action film figures. But as you can see, he's huge. And at the time, it even says on the box somewhere, it says biggest Optimus Prime toy of the time. In 2011, that's probably true. Because even the leader class Optimus Prime toy from not Dark of the Moon, this is what this one is, from Revenge of the Fallen, probably would go up to here. But now with the pauldrons up, this would definitely be the biggest figure that they had at the time for Prime, with everything coming up like that. And it's electronic. He's got his big BFG gun, right? And the gun, I don't have mine, but if I remember right, the gun will store, I think, in here somewhere in the trailer. I forget exactly where at, but I think it will store. And this gives you kind of a look at it, and as you can see in Sean's as well, you can see here's the feet, and then the arms and stuff's all folded up into here and everything. And then the side pieces are all the sides of the trailer, which the trailer's really cool because actually it's got a lot of sculpted detail. It's got the old like G1 line on it here with the Autobot symbol sculpted in, it's painted red, but sculpted in the gray plastic. Plenty of like rivets, and you can feel these lines and everything like that. Again, you know, most of their paint went on Prime himself. The paint didn't really do anything here. It's just all, you know, gray plastic. And on mine, I did take on mine, which I didn't do it on the trailer, but on Prime himself, I took a silver paint marker and painted the rims because Hasbro at this time in the third movie went a little cheap on the Transformer toys, I think, and they got to where they were kind of skimming on paint a little bit, in my opinion. So I did that. I just didn't get the trailer. But as you can see here in vehicle mode, the Ultimate Optimus Prime toy, it's a really good representation of the live action movie toy. The Peterbilt truck that they used up until 4. 4 was a completely different truck. And like I said, the trailer is beautifully detailed on the sides. You know, it's just in that regular kind of like flat gray plastic. It'd been nice to have a little bit of paint on it, but, you know, that was Hasbro. As you can see here, I'm going to take it from Optimus real quick, that the refrigeration unit or whatever it is on the front now, it is painted in blue, but it's kind of a thin coating of blue paint, so if you're not careful, over time it will wear if you're somebody that likes to touch your figures a lot and stuff, you know. And on the bottom of the trailer, and I don't know if I can do this or not, I don't think I can. Well, yeah, there we go. The hitch part kind of comes down. It doesn't really help it none. I think there's other parts that come down as well, but I can't remember how they go, unfortunately, right now. But, yeah, the trailer, as you saw earlier, the trailer is basically just his combined form. Unfortunately, there's no putting vehicles in it or anything like that. But the base robot and vehicle form of the toy is really cool. The smokestacks are of a softer rubber plastic for child safety, of course, which is fine. You know, that's even the leader class one from Revenge of the Fallen was the same way. You get the flame paint job up here, a little bit of kind of a yellowish color fade in the front. You should get clear windshield, which is really cool because there was other versions that they did of this mode. They did a later one several years ago that was another Studio Series version. It was the Buzzworthy Bumblebee series. It was Target exclusive, and it was this movie toy, but they made a little bit of a smaller version of the trailer. Was a little bit smaller. The figure was a little bit smaller, different colors on the gray and stuff, and the windshield was not clear plastic. It was just like a gray painted plastic. But yeah, like I said, the movie, it's a really good vehicle. I think it's a really cool vehicle. I like it a lot. The good paint job on it, I think that's where the paint went, was on the Optimus Prime toy. And like I said, you've got the good fenders and stuff like that and everything. It's a really nice looking vehicle mode, but the robot mode does suffer a little bit. In my opinion, he's kind of got kind of big, like Bigfoot chicken feet, unfortunately, but, overall it's a great figure. As far as, an Optimus Prime toy goes, because, hey, everybody likes Optimus Prime with his trailer. And this one gave it to you for the movie line. It's just not my favorite of the movie line. My favorite is the Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Optimus Prime. That's just my personal pick on the toy. They did do one. It was Takara Tomy originally, and it was called Jetwing Optimus Prime. And it was the Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime figure with a big like jetpack thing on the back of it. But it was removable. And if you remember toward the tail end of the movie, when Shockwave is there and all the other Decepticons are there, and Optimus flies in, he's flying in, he's got a jetpack on his back. Well, that is what the Jetwing Prime toy was trying to recreate. And then later on, a couple of years later, we got it as an Amazon exclusive, Jetwing Optimus Prime. And the only difference, they used what they called the Buster Prime mold. The only difference in that one was the fuel tanks that goes on Prime's back actually would come off and would be a gun, to where the regular Leader Class mold didn't do that. That one, if I had to get a Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime figure, like if I wanted it, having my collection, which I have this one, this is mine. I'm not going to get rid of it, but if I wanted another one, I would get the Jetwing one, but it's pretty expensive. It's an Amazon exclusive, so it's going to be pretty high, But, I don't know. Like I said, it's a good toy. I don't hate it. It's just not my favorite of the movie line. Like I said, even on him, you saw, the rivet details and stuff like that. So Hasbro still put a lot of good detail into the toy, put some good paint apps into it and everything like that. So they were still banking on this one to be like, this is the toy for the movie line, And plus, you got the big Leader Class Sentinel Prime toy, which, man, that toy can be a beast to transform sometimes. When we try and get that one from fire truck to robot mode can be a little bit of a headache sometimes. But what are your thoughts on it, man? Because this is the first time you actually owned this toy.
It's the first time I've took it out of the box.
Yeah.
I like the robot mode.
Mm-hmm.
So
the combined mode, yeah.
If you want to give us a demonstration of that. The truck mode's okay, but...
Well, it's just a truck. So, yeah, on this one here, like I said, it's been a long time since I've messed with it. It's been a while. But basically, like I said, he's just wearing his trailer, really. And you can kind of, now the size of the trailer, these are on hinges, and you can kind of move them up and down, and kind of make it like let's see, look what I did. I'll take it off. You can kind of make it like a jetpack, like in the movie, but it's not going to be the exact same thing, but it'll be close to it, though. You got to be careful with these hinges because they will come apart. So you can move them up and down. I'm not going to move it too much because it'll come off again like it just did. But that's part of toys, man. It happens. Yeah, and then, got the little extra, like I said, the big leg pieces here. And it's actually not a bad combined mode because, like I said, since the 80s with Optimus Prime, he's always... in some form, has always combined with his trailer. And that's what they were going for here. Kind of a Power Master Prime feel or whatever, And it's not a bad toy. It's really not. I like it. Good paint job. They got the good reds and they got the blues on here to match the toy. And if you remember, the difference, too, that they did with the toy was in the movie, they gave him look like ribs. In the first 2 films, he didn't have that. So that was something different that they added to the CGI model and stuff, and that they put on this toy. So that is one positive I will give this toy, is he has the movie accurate, like, abs on him like that. Truthfully, if he didn't have the kind of huge feet that he has, and I'm also, I'm going to move one of his arms here. I don't like how just the wheels hang off his forearms. The Leader Class toy folds up a lot better. This one, I guess for cost and time or whatever, it's the front of the truck. His fists pop out the front on the grill, and then the rest of it is just hanging off. That bugs me a little bit too. But it didn't stop me from buying it. It doesn't stop me from, keeping it in my collection. But it does knock it down a bit as far as, the list goes on those. He's got nice paint on his face and everything, so really good toy. Really good toy. I enjoy it. But I hardly ever combine mine. I usually just leave him in the base robot mode for mine when I get him out like that.
Well, he's probably 3 feet tall there?
Oh, yeah, when he's not combined? Yeah, he's not huge, not small, but he's a little bit smaller, yeah. Mm-hmm. But like I said, overall, I know I've talked a little bit negative on it like that, but overall, if you can get your hands on it, if you can find one loose complete, you're probably going to pay maybe $80 to $100 depending on where you get it at. A sealed one is going to be probably, now these numbers are coming from Transformerland.com. A sealed one can go, according to them, over $120. So, and it's a big box because he comes in robot mode. He doesn't come in vehicle mode. He comes in robot mode combined already with his trailer.
It's freaking huge.
It's a huge box. And it's cool, too, because you get the flame detail on the clear plastic. So that's one cool thing that did say. They went all out on the box on this toy. I think it's a great box that they did.
Yeah, if you want to show us the box.
Yeah. Got so much stuff in front of me. But
it's an Optimus orgy.
It is an Optimus orgy. Here, man, I'll set that right there if you want.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Because I don't want to break the figures.
All right, let's take a look at this.
But yeah, like I said, they went, and man, they just don't. I mean, they still do good boxes nowadays, but I don't know, something about these earlier 2000s, mid 2000s movie boxes. Kind of just stand out, because, and a lot of people give the movies negative, stuff, and I get that. People don't like, some people hate the movies because, hey, it's Michael Bay. And if you don't like Michael Bay, you're not going to like his movies. I understand. I get that completely. I have a love-hate relationship with the films. There's certain things that I like about the movies, and there are certain things I don't like about the movies. I'm what you want to, I guess what the fandom calls a G1er. I was born in 1980, so I grew up, with the original cartoon series and all that stuff like that. But I always see this in my personal fandom, my personal headcanon, that this is like an alternate universe kind of situation. That's why you have what they call Murder Prime. That's why Prime, he kind of kills a lot of people, and stuff. So that's my take on it. But like I said, besides my nitpicks, and that's just my personal nitpicks. Overall, I don't think we ever did this, but I'll give it out of a 10 ranking, I would probably give it like a 7.5. The only thing just like I said, that kind of knocks it for me is the arm parts where the wheels kind of hang off the forearms. The feet are a little too big on the basic robot. But him combined with his trailer doesn't look that bad. I mean, there are some good paint apps on it. And everything like that. It's going to take up shelf space. I will say that if you choose to display this loose in robot mode with his trailer combined, you're going to take up some shelf space, especially if you have the sides flared out and stuff like that. And if you do it in vehicle mode, not so bad. Even if you put it in a box and keep it in the box displayed, you're going to take up shelf space. So be aware of that if you decide to get the toy. That it's going to take up some room if you keep them combined mode like that, because it's a big toy. But yeah, like I said, I give it a 7 out of 5. I recommend it. If you're an Optimus Prime fan, which I am, if you're a Bay movie fan, I think it's one, if you can't get the Jetwing Prime version, which is, like I said, it's probably a little bit more expensive, this is a good substitute. I think this is a good filler for that collection to have. It's a good Prime to have. Like I said, they've released it later on in the buzzworthy Bumblebee series, Studio Series version, so it's a little bit smaller, but it still looks like a good toy. I don't own that one, but it looks like a good toy to me, though.
I will say it's kind of disappointing how small his vehicle mode is compared to his trailer.
Yeah, that is one thing that a lot of other YouTubers and stuff have said about it, is that the trailer is a little too big for him, that they should have scaled it down just a tad bit or scaled up. But again, this is when Hasbro was getting, well, granted now, they did do Sentinel Prime and Ironhide, I know for sure, in what they called the leader class, which would be about this big, but just them transformed into the robot modes. After this, with, let's see, Age of Extinction, they still did a leader class Prime in that one, but from then on, they started kind of drifting them down in size. The prices would stay the same or go up a little bit, but they started kind of shrinking them down a little bit to where nowadays we don't even get like a leader classes. And if we do, they are only called leader classes because they give them like a ton of accessories just to charge you that extra money. The toy actually is more what they consider a Voyager class figure, a smaller figure. So
it seems weird though, like how big his robot mode is compared to his vehicle mode.
Well, it's only because he's combined in there.
Okay, because he's sitting in the trailer.
Yeah, he's combined into the trailer.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean you can cut this out, but I'll transform it real fast.
You're good.
I'm gonna try to do this. Be patient with me, fans. It's been a minute since I transformed this, so I'm hoping I'll remember how to do this. I bet I won't, but I bet I'll try. So yeah. Now, I'm not a professional transformer on camera, so my hands are going to be in the way. So you pull that down, so you see his fist. That just bugs me. That bothers me. And you just separate his fist out like that. And then this middle part will pop up, and his head will be in there. Now, and this is what kills me here, is his feet. Look how big them feet is. Lordy, them feet.
I mean, he's got to stand up with that big-ass trailer.
Like I said, I'm not a professional transformer on camera. I'm not a like MGO in them, so unfortunately it's not going to be very pretty, but we'll get there.
It's okay, your cameraman's not professional either.
We'll get there. We'll get there, people. It'll take us a little while, but we'll get there. Yeah, you can just take out. You can just stop this and just do like a freeze frame of him in robot mode if you want to.
Oh no, this is gold.
Oh no, this is not gold. This will cause us viewers. Let's see. I'm trying to remember how all this works. Oh, Lord of mercy, I'm forgetting a lot on this toy.
Do you need the instructions?
No. There we go. Now, I know his head's supposed to pop up. Why did your head not pop up? Oh, what did I do wrong? Ah, there it goes. Head popped up. Man, our subscribers just went down so far. Okay, we're getting there. I apologize, people. We are getting there. It's going to take a minute, but we will get there.
He's new.
Yeah, I don't do transformations on camera. If y'all remember the one I did with Starscream, it took a minute too. But these are way more intricate toys. Oh my Lord. Okay, you know what? We're going to do this, and we're going to say that we're done, because I know I'm forgetting something. But this is close. Pretty close. I know. You're looking at his butt. Give me a second. All right. This is pretty much, I think I got everything pretty well correct. His base robot mode, not combined with his trailer.
So it's like Ed 209 Prime.
Yeah, and see what I'm talking about? How huge the feet are on this toy.
That's what I was thinking.
Compared to proportions, his feet should not be that big.
All right, let's stand.
Oh yeah.
To compare
We'll get Big Daddy over here.
Yeah.
Kind of doing in front of the wings there a little bit.
That makes a hell of a difference.
Excuse me. Yeah, it does. And like I said, I mean, but if it's just the arms and the feet are what kill me on this. Other than that, the mode's not that bad. I mean, the backpack, and I know I don't have it completely 100% correct. I understand that. But the backpack actually folds up pretty good, too. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad backpack. But yeah, man, it's just the feet and the arms. It's what hurts me on this toy when it comes to this Optimus Prime. Other than that, it's actually not a bad Prime figure to have. It really isn't. But
all right,
yeah, like I said, I recommend if you can find it. You know, if you're an Optimus Prime fan or Michael Bay movie fan, yeah, I think you need to have it in your collection. Unless you got the Jetwing one, you know, then for sure get that one.
Or just get the second movie Jetfire and you're good.
Oh, the combination for that two toys?
We both have that one as well.
Yeah, those are 2 leader class figures, man. That's crazy combination on that one, man. That's like, oh no.
All right.
So yeah, I think that'll wrap up this video. I apologize for the jankiness of it, but hey, first time transforming a movie toy on camera, so it's going to take a minute. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you on another one.
Geeks with beards, geeks with beards. Look who's here, geeks with beards. No need to fear, we're right here. We got beards, so listen clear. Geeks with beards, geeks with beards.